he prevents for this Garvey Maceo team, and he'll be critical in keeping out this Vere technical team here this afternoon. Of course, 3 seasons, 17 years of age, a lot of experience, has played at the national level, not necessarily in football, but has that experience, and that form of that composure will help them today in terms of getting a good victory.
Well, they're just meeting and getting the vibes going before they make their way onto the field of play. And just to go in a little bit of detail, Chris, in terms of what you expect to see in this particular matchup, knowing the styles of play with Vere Technical likes playing it on the turf, and Garvey Maceo with the long service balls upfield, what's the dynamic we expect today?
Well, of course, with Vere Technical playing with 5 in the middle, we expect them to be trying to string the passes. They will be carrying players wide. I expect them to use the flanks a lot more in terms of finding those channels behind the Garvey Maceo defence. As we said, Garvey Maceo haven't conceded so far this season, but Vere Technical in the first fixture did get a lot of chances which should have been put away. They didn't, and I think that's the aspect of the Vere Technical game that they will be looking to improve on going forward. Of course, you also heard Coach Mullins from Garvey Maceo stating that they really need to score some goals in this game. Yes, they have been defending well all season, but he needs to see more forward attacking plays. Of course, over time, Vere Technical have certainly been blessed with a lot of great attacking players. If you remember those glory years of the late 60s and 70s, the likes of Alan Skill Cole, Blair, and so on. So certainly a lot of interesting stuff over the years coming out of that Vere Technical team. Yeah, Kenneth Bob Campbell as well, one of the standout footballers.
You're right. And Garvey Maceo, of course, they're a pretty young team, but that one time when they won the DaCosta Cup was a fabulous year for them. I think Ashton Bennett still holds the record for most goals in a DaCosta Cup season. And
that was 2007.
That was 2007. He was prolific that year. But boy, it's been a long time since Vere Technical has been on the score sheet, and they walk out with Garvey Maceo today. Vere Technical in the green and yellow, Garvey Maceo in yellow and white, and they seek to write their own chapters. Many of these players were playing in their last year, and again, because of them not winning that title for so long, Vere Technical, you wonder how much pressure would be on this young bat. But we get back to that. It's almost showtime. Second against third in this one here at the Wembley Centre of Excellence. And again, both these teams, they know that they can't afford to drop points. Of course, even Central High, who are on top, they'd want to maintain their status as leaders of the group because of the fact that the formula system now comes into play, and you'd want to have a favourable unit to play against when the second round arrives, Chris.
Yes, certainly, and as it stands now, some interesting matchup. If it stays the way it does now, Port Antonio High will be Vere Technical's opponent in the second round. And Garvey Maceo, they will actually end up matching up against Manchester High, as we see the match officials for today's game. Dorian Tummins, the man in the middle, and he'll be assisted by Kemar Bailey, Aaron Simpson, and the fourth official, Kevin Morrison. As there is the coin toss.
Don't hurt yourself. But yeah, you're making that point about each game now being extremely crucial at this stage, because there's so much to play for. It's not just about trying to go through finishing second or being comfortable with the fact that you could be the best third place team, which right now is in Garvey Maceo's favour. They really want to finish second or even first.
Yes, certainly. And if you look at the matchup, Garvey Maceo matching up against Manchester High, that would be really a tough game. Here's a Vere Technical starting lineup.
Yeah, Devoris Shaw in goal. In front of him, Ronaldo Thomas, Malik Williamson, Ryan Gordon, Sain Webster, Courtney Scarlett, Sean Thomas, Mark Rodney, Ryan Hope, Delana Powell, and Garrington Baker. Of course, they're coached by Wayne White.
Yeah, and look at that, 3-5-2 as we mentioned. Look for Sean Thomas and Courtney Scarlett to provide the width. And of course, Ronaldo Thomas, you see him there in the number 9. He is the man to look out for. Certainly a danger up front, and 7 goals so far this season. Led with with the likes of Ryan Hope as well. So in the midfield, that we're not number 11, dangerous attacking team, Vere Technical.
Garvey Maceo, Setcoy White in goal, Davian Clark, Andre Gale, Lucian Knight, Jovian Bennett, Jermaine Muirhead, Javon Maxfield, Orlando Brown, Gavin Roberts, Shamar Taylor, and Christopher Johnson. They are coached by Doane Mullings.
Yeah, and they'll go with the more traditional 4-4-2. But of course, Gavin Roberts wearing the number 10 up front. He scored 6 goals so far this season. Easily their best marksman. And of course, Shamar Taylor, a lot of the assists as well. Just 1 goal this season, but certainly a lot of energy up front. And look at that man in the number 6, Andre Gale. He'll be crucial in terms of keeping a clean sheet for Garvey Maceo this afternoon.
Moments away from kickoff, and you see that literally Vere Technical in the starting position as we get ready for this one. And obviously a pre-match ritual. Let's see how their style of football is, because it certainly looks as if they are a stylish team, smartly dressed in their green and yellow, easily identifiable. Garvey Maceo in the yellow and white, and they'll be kicking off, and of course they'll be kicking from right to left. Referee Dorian Cummings is ready, and we're off for this one. A crucial zone and encounter here at the Wembley Centre of Excellence, and both teams in seeking maximum points to really establish their footing in this group and have favourable opponents when the second round begins. It's going to be interesting to see how both these teams match up. Earlier this season they drew 0-0, so they know each other pretty well. But Garvey Maceo, they are yet to concede in the DaCosta Cup for this season, which in and of itself says a lot.
Yeah, and this is the first time Garvey Maceo is actually playing in Zone N. They are formerly in Zone M, which was the same group as Glenmuir. In fact, Garvey Maceo won the group last season, that one with Glenmuir. They have now been placed in this one with Vere Technical, and they're certainly a very competitive group. And they've actually, the addition of them into this group has certainly raised the standard of this group as well.
And Central coming to the fore, obviously, makes this group even more competitive. This is Vere Technical. They have a free kick. No surprise that Ronaldo Thomas is behind it. The captain, he wears a number 9. Setcoy White will be hoping that he mans his wall very well or sets it up. Thomas leaves it, and it goes straight through to the keeper. The kick coming from Ryan Hope, and none of the power behind it, and there was no problems there for Setcoy White. I'm not sure if there was a lot in that, but it's going to be a free kick to Garvey Maceo. We saw Wayne White earlier, and this is Doane Mullings. He's the head coach of Garvey Maceo. Of course, Wayne White had coached the Clarendon Galaxy team in the Sportsmax Elite League, the inaugural edition last season, earlier this year. Lost in the finals of the Kingston and St Andrew All-Stars. Well, here's a free kick that goes towards goal. Did he get a touch on it? I think he had put some fingers on that one as it went over the bar. It's going to be a corner kick to Garvey Maceo, but that was a powerful effort.
Yeah, certainly a lovely kick there. Kick right through it, and just a fingertip save. I think it was always going over the crossbar, but goalkeeper just not taking any chances. Young Shaw.
There's going to be a corner kick to Garvey Maceo. This one is sent long at the back post, not headed properly by Ryan Hope. There's going to be another corner kick to Garvey Maceo.
Well, this is what Coach Mullins was talking about. He wanted to see Garvey Maceo getting into the 18-yard box of Vere Technical, and so far they have been doing that. 2 corners already. Garvey Maceo 2 seasons ago made it to the quarter-final, I think it was, of the Super Cup. Really have had a pretty decent unit these last couple of seasons.
Well, Jermaine Muirhead to take this corner kick, and this one is sent to the back post again. A lot in it. Headed across by Christopher Johnson. Couldn't find a teammate. But Garvey Maceo still with the possession. No, not anymore. It's going to be a throw into Vere Technical. But you can see the urgency in the play so far, Chris.
Yeah, certainly. As we mentioned last season, winning that zone with Glenmuir in it convincingly as well, and then fell away in the interzone round pretty badly, Garvey Maceo, which was a bit disappointing for them. And one of the issues the coaching staff had mentioned is just keeping that discipline throughout the season, and even when getting success, ensuring that they maintain discipline. And I'm sure Coach Mullins will be hoping that's something that has improved a lot this season.
Very technical, trying to make their way through. It was Sean Thomas with a little bit of skill there, trying to make his way through the defense. Here's Gav Maceo now. What can they make with this attack? Very technical, intercepting, finding an outlet to Ronald Thomas. Thomas has a bit of pace, but he's challenged by Anjay Gale. The captain takes a throw himself.
Not surprised that he has quite a bit of pace. They are known for their speed prowess. Likes of Merley and Otis Steve.
Oh,
Mullins.
that's a good ball inside. They're appealing for a handball, but a shot taken, it's parried over the bar. Oh, he really struck that well to Lana Powell, rifling that through, and White had to make a smart save.
Hasn't scored so far this season, Powell, but was nearly on the score sheet there. Nice ball put across the box and hit it one time. Really hit it well, hit it to the near post. I'd say a comfortable height for goalkeeper White in the end. There it is. But it was a smart save, certainly hit with a lot of pace and just pushing it over the crossbar. Good save, good shot, good football all round.
Not a bad game so far. As a corner kick taken short, this one is whipped inside the area. Oh, free header, but not proper connection made there by the skipper on that occasion. Surprisingly, to be honest with you, Gavin Roberts picks it up for Gavin Maceo, loses it. And in the end, they decide to put that out into touch.
It was a beautiful ball whipped into the box by Hope. And certainly that header was quite disappointing, as you mentioned, from Roberts. And if there's one person you would have wanted the ball to fall to, it's your 6-goal man, Roberts, and he almost headed it out as a clearance.
Easy call there. Sign Webster committing the infringement without pushing the back. The referee was right there. I'm not sure if he thought he could have gotten away with it. Gavin Maceo trying to do some good work over on the right hand side, but not proving fruitful in the end. It's a goal kick to Vere Technical. But it has been a good start. We've seen a couple of good chances, and 7 minutes gone in this one. We've mentioned that Garvey Maceo, they haven't conceded. I think Vere Technical, they only conceded twice this season. 3 times so far.
Scored 15, conceded 3. Vere Tech and Garvey Maceo, they have scored 10. And as you mentioned, yet to concede.
Not quite the runaway train, Garvey Maceo, as far as their attack is concerned. But it just shows that this group is really competitive.
Not many times in the DaCosta Cup history have these two teams met. As we mentioned, they're generally in 2 different zones, and they're both from Clarendon. So that match earlier this season, Vere Technical certainly had the better chances and didn't convert, and that was an issue for their coaching staff. The game ended in a 0-0 draw.
Clarendon, of course, one of the better football parishes in the country. And of course, they produced league winners this season in Humberline in the Red Stripe Premier League. Should say last season.
I was wondering.
Yeah, this season just begun.
It would have been a quick victory.
I'm not a betting man at all, if that's what you're hinting. It's going to be a free kick to Garvey, to Vere Technical.
But certainly, as you mentioned, strong parish, likes of Glenmuir, Clarendon College, Vere Technical themselves. Even Garvey Maceo have won the DaCosta Cup on one occasion.
Sean Thomas trying to stroll through there. Wasn't allowed to do so, but that was the best clearance, and that wasn't the best setup there from Gavin Roberts, but he'll try again. Has a little bit of space to work with on the left-hand side. He has some pace. Does he have the strength? But he finds a turf, so that answers your second question. And he was bundled out the ball easily there, but his team will still get the throw. And that looks like Meron Gordon, if I'm not mistaken. Lennon's team not playing today. They were supposed to have been playing Clarendon College in what would have been an interesting encounter, but that match has been washed out.
Another team of Clarendon that in recent years have been very strong, Lennon.
Big chance for Garvey Maceo, but Vere Technical trying to clear, unable to do so, and was trying to lay another pass. Javane Bennett rather, and it's cleared easily by Vere Technical. Yeah, they won the Ben Francis Cup last season, Lennon. They actually made their name really in the football circles with their female team, being All-Ireland champions for a few years, and it was actually Lennon. It was actually their coach, Meron Gordon, who was the leader of that women's unit, the boss.
So as you mentioned, both male and female, a lot of footballing talent in the parish of Clarendon. Vere Technical, they have been, I'd like to say, struggling of recent years compared to former years in terms of footballing success. They've made it through to the interzone round of a couple of occasions, faded after that. But certainly in the 60s and 70s, they were really the team.
Yeah. Then they try to work another attack. Ryan Hope was trying to send that one inside the area. Here's another chance to get Garrington Baker on it, and Garvey Maceo should clear, but not the best clearance. In fact, it was a pass to his opponent, and trying to win it, Sean Thomas, but it was a feeble attempt, and it's going to be a free kick to Garvey Maceo. He actually committed a foul there. Free kick to Garvey Maceo.
Certainly that era of Vere Technical, Donna, was before our time, but certainly that has lasted the eras.
Definitely before my time, Chris. I'm certain of that.
Castle, Blair, Alan Skill, Cole, Kenneth Bob Campbell, and good goalkeeper in the likes of Orville Edwards as well, that kept for even the national setup. Really strong unit, late 60s, 70s. Vere Technical was a side assembled by Derek Tompkinson. I think the coach was a coach from England, and he was actually the first person who actually opened this transfer system in schoolboy football.
Thomas does well to win it. Seeks some support, decides to lay it off. Not the best pass inside the area.
And I can tell you the school he first coached was JC, so that's where it all started.
Yeah. And he came with a transfer system. Who knew?
He was first person in schoolboy football to really open up that option. And came to Vere Technical after leaving JC, and well, the rest is history. Yeah. Assembled a magnificent unit.
I was going to say JC hasn't looked back since.
JC didn't have much success in the late, won in 68, didn't win after that until I think it was 1974, and then none again.
Bennett.
Until recent time.
Lucian Knight on the ball now. Challenge coming in. It's going to be another corner kick. I believe that's your third for Garvey Maceo. Corner kick taken. Again lofted high at the back post. Doesn't control well. That was an opportunity there. Still with a chance as he heads towards the byline, and will get another corner kick.
I'm not sure what he was trying to achieve. First a missed control, then I thought he would have just whipped it back into the box with 4 or 5 players waiting. Instead it went on a slow dribble. Luckily for him, he won another corner.
What is your name? Yo, oi, get on.
Corner kick coming up pretty soon as we approach the 14th minute of play. As this one is sent inside the area. Shamar Taylor trying to win it, but loses out in the end. Vere Technical finding it a little bit difficult to come out of their own defensive third, and the whistle goes. There's going to be a free kick to Vere Technical.
I'm surprised that Dorian Thomas didn't play the advantage on that occasion. Was a foul, but recovered well. The skillful Mark Rodney. And he actually had 3 players in advanced positions that probably would have been beneficial for the play to have continued. Anyhow.
Well, they have to do some defending now as Garvey Maceo press forward. Taylor trying to get the better of Ryan Gordon. Now it's with Sean Thomas. Trying to ride a challenge. Gets a throw for his team. Maxfield finding Muirhead. Garvey Roberts allowing it to go into touch, takes the throw himself. Maxfield. Handball there. No, referee says play on. Good movement by Garvey Maceo, but the snapshot, not all the power behind it from looks to be Shamar Taylor. Good movement there from Baker. Thomas with the effort, charged down. There was a player free over on the far side. Courtney Scarlett, who was becking for it, didn't get it. Long ball of field. Gavin Roberts takes the shot off the bar. That would have been spectacular had it gone in. But Roberts was inches away from getting his 7th.
A really amazing strike by Gavin Roberts. Saw the opportunity, got a lovely bounce, and look at that strike. Laces right through it, dipping right at the right time. Maybe not dipping enough, or it would have been in the back of the net. But certainly goalkeeper Shaw well beaten, and very unfortunate for the top marksman from Garvey Maceo. Deserved a goal with that strike.
Could have easily been goal of the season if that had gone in, or definitely a contender, I should say.
Here he is, the number 10, Gavin Roberts. Got a kind bounce, as you mentioned, the long ball being used again by Garvey Maceo. Roberts took full advantage and looking at the score. Here he is again.
Yeah, running by a couple of the defenders. He has some strength too. We better keep an eye out on him. The number 10 for Garvey Maceo. But it's a good game so far.
I must say, so far, Garvey Maceo have looked more threatening.
Here they have, and here they come again. As far as Jovain Bennett, trying to send it over to the right-hand side, and does. Whistle on the play, and it's going to be a freaking favour of Garvey Maceo. And they were thinking about taking it quickly. Decided against it. As the foul was on Jeremy Muirhead, who will take this himself. And they are sending players up. 5 players inside the box for Garvey Maceo. They've come really close, taking the lead, and this one is sent inside. Oh, the head at the near post, the miss at the far post. Both couldn't convert.
There's that man, Gavin Roberts, diving in at the far post, trying to get that touch. But what a delivery this was. Good pace, good whip. Dangerous position. Goalkeeper Shaw, not really in a good position either. He was almost at sea. Very lucky that glancing header didn't sneak into his far post, or inside of his far post.
Muirhead doing well. Garvey Maceo trying to mop up. They have another opportunity to attack. Not the best ball inside, but Shamar Taylor is a runner. Couldn't get on the end of that one though. Thomas trying to get on the end of this one for Vere Technical. Gets a return ball, or try to control it. Now he has another opportunity to run at the defenders, but offside.
Not the easiest field to operate on either, Donald. We spoke at the start. See, there's another slide. Another slip, I should say. And even in terms of moving the ball, it's a little bit difficult because your footing is on shore.
Shamar Taylor trying to get on the end of this one, but he has to battle Webster, and Webster comes out on top. Kept it in play, Javon Maxfield. That's a lovely ball inside. It's tapped across the area. Still a chance for Garvey Maceo. The shot taken! Fired over the bar! Garvey Maceo, they are slipped into second gear now. And they are playing some sweet football.
Well, this was Alanda Brown. Look at that snapshot. Brilliant, but a brilliant save as well by young Shaw. That was an excellent save. Would have been unsighted, Shaw, because the kick would have come from in front of his defender. And a beautiful snapshot by young Alanda Brown. Not Alanda Brown from Jamaica College. He's no longer in high school. But lovely strike, good save.
Another corner kick to Garvey Maceo. This one floated down the back post. Again trying to make the clearing header. Ryan Gordon. And unable to capitalize on the control there, but the play has been stopped. There was a clash of heads, and the players are going to get some urgent attention from the bench. In this match getting a breather.
Here it's been an exciting match so far, and certainly Garvey Maceo has been living up to what Coach Mullins had wanted and had asked of them in terms of more attacking options, getting into the 18-yard box a lot more. They've certainly been doing that. They've been creating opportunities, and had it not been for the brilliance of Shaw and the unluckiness of the woodwork, they would definitely have been in the lead in this game so far. As we see the collision again, I'm not sure if it's head to head or elbow to head. Both players are rising. It almost seemed like,
but he's worse off.
Yeah, it looks like Roberts was the receiver of the elbow. He's up first.
And Gordon is all right now. He was the one who, he held his head. So I'm going to assume that there was some connection made, but he was up quickly.
There is Shaw, produced a magnificent save just moments before.
You're right, he probably did see it late.
Yeah, certainly would have seen it late because, as I said, the defender was actually marking the pass and came from in front of the defender, so he would have been unsighted, the goalkeeper. And a brilliant save. That was heading for the top corner.
Well, here's Vere Technical trying to go forward. Almost went through to Ronaldo Thomas, but here's a free effort that's over the bar. Should have done better, I believe, Delana Powell. But it came free to him on his right foot. You expect him to try and find the target, but it was wayward in the end.
Never sorted out his feet, Donald. Never looked comfortable with the ball. And a few stutter steps, and because of that, couldn't he execute the strike.
Free kick actually in favour of Garvey Maceo there. Paul trying to pull a fast one. Garvey Maceo, they do look good when they transition. Maxfield finding Johnson, cuts inside well. Lovely ball in the attacking third, twisting and turning, trying to get some space. Gavin Roberts pulls it across, and it trickles through to the keeper, but it had already gone out for a goal kick.
Certainly like the movements of Gavin Roberts so far. We spoke about his energy from the start of the game, and we've seen it here. Strong play as well, holds off the centre backs very well. Roberts runs the channels and willing to take the ball on his left foot. We've already seen a brilliant strike with his right, so two-footed as well.
Vere Technical, they haven't had a lot of the possession since the 10th minute, haven't they? They have a corner kick now over on the far side, and it's time to send a few players up. They have been on the back foot, and it's going to be interesting to see how they can respond. Their captain, Ronald Thomas, hasn't really seen a lot of the ball, or he'd expect to see much more, I should say. But now they are taking their time out this corner kick. It's Ryan Hope who's gone across to take it, the number 11. And they've sent, 3 players inside the area? 3 lurking just outside. 4th player goes inside the box now. And this one is sent high, the keeper. Not much of a punch, but got some touch on it. Oh, neat turn. Get by his marker. Thomas sends it inside the area. First touch wasn't the best from Garrington Baker. And so Garvey Maceo able to clear. Ryan Gordon at the back setting up Webster. And the Vere Technical now still with the possession. Riding the challenges. That's fabulous play there. Forced to go wide. Baker sends this one across the area. Easily handled there at the back. I guess it's Vere's turn to apply the pressure. And it's going to be a free kick. Foul there on Cyan Webster.
Might have picked up the boot of Gavin Roberts as he was trying to get to that ball as well. Stood in the back of the head. Hopefully he's okay. Here it is. Let's look when he falls here. This step right here. Yes, might have just grazed the back of his head.
Yeah. Wayne White encouraging his players to keep the ball on the turf. That's the type of football he likes. The head coach of Vere Technical. You know, youngsters would see their opponents playing the long deliveries and they'd say that they could do too, abandoning their game plan totally, especially if they've been rocked back as Vere has been so far in this match. But another opportunity to attack. Hounded by a couple of players. Mark Rodney.
Again, you see how difficult the turf is. Not only is it soft underneath, but the grass cover is very heavy. It's due a trim, Donald.
It is.
You notice so far Vere Technical have had no real, or haven't had much opportunity when attacking down through the middle. But anytime they've taken it on the flank, especially this the right hand side, they've gotten a lot more opportunities within the box of Garvey Maceo. So not surprising considering Gale and company inside the middle, which is really the strength of the Garvey Maceo defense.
Garvey Maceo, they've been playing some lovely football. The ball sent inside the area and he slips, but he has another chance to get the shot off. Can't. Gavin Roberts. This one sent in by Maxfield. The keeper calls for it, gathers it easily in the end. But that was again another opportunity for Gavin Roberts. Losing his footing.
It was a pretty good first touch as well by Roberts. I actually think he took it well. Unfortunately for him, the field wasn't working with him.
Well, here's Vere Technical on the attack. Baker on it. Cuts inside. And goes back on his left foot. Baker deciding to go to the byline, but keeping possession in the meantime. Finding Ryan Hope, who's fouled. Well, Baker took forever and a day to get that one inside. Not sure if he didn't favour his right foot, but I thought that there was an opportunity there as we see the challenge on Ryan Hope.
Yeah, late on the challenge. Dive, or I should say the theatrics made it look a lot worse than it really was.
Free kick to Vere Technical. 4 players inside the area and he finds the ball, Ryan Hope. The delivery was more in hope than expectation. Muirhead sends it wide. Again, stupid conditions. And Shamar Taylor lost it. But here is Vere Technical looking ominous. I must say that Garvey Maceo, they look pretty sturdy at the back, don't they? You can see why they haven't conceded anything this season.
Essentially, they're very strong. I think they're a little bit vulnerable on the flanks. And that's where Vere is looking to exploit them, which is a good tactic.
Maxfield on it. Maxfield sends it inside. Nobody there in yellow and white. Still Garvey Maceo's ball. If you're technical, they do defend narrowly. Couldn't keep that one in play. Javon Maxwell. Or Maxfield, I should say. The number 8 for Garvey Maceo. Apologizes to his teammates. And to his coach.
Foul throw. Still see that quite a bit in schoolboy football, unfortunately.
The keeper needs some attention. Boris Shaw. Wayne White giving his charges instructions.
Yeah, he's talking to Garrington Baker. And I think what he's saying to Garrington Baker is you're trying to do a little bit too much, and I agree with him. Here are the opportunities that have so far transpired in the first half. That was an excellent shot by young Delano Powell. And a smart save. The goalkeepers have been excellent so far in this game. Both goalkeepers have made excellent saves. And here is an opportunity. This was for Garvey Maceo. This is a top save by Devoris Shaw. Look at this. Would have been unsighted, and with the left hand in the top corner, that was a smart save. It'll look good on the highlight reel.
Yeah, he wouldn't mind seeing it.
Not to take anything away from it, young White's save at the other end, because that shot from Powell was hit with a lot of pace. And just had to palm it over the crossbar. Still think as a unit coming forward that Garvey Maceo look a lot more dangerous, but Vere have had a couple of half chances as well.
Christopher Johnson sends this one long. The keeper calls for it and collects it. And another player is down. Seems as if he's going to be okay, though. Easily collected there by White, but he landed awkwardly. The Jovain Bennett, he's alright, or rather Gavin Roberts, he's alright now though. Trying to find Ronaldo Thomas. Again, Vere technical. Not the team to opt to go long. Vere technical. They prefer playing this type of football. Well, not necessarily that, the final pass, but before. They'll try again. This is Scarlett. Looking for the return ball, didn't get it. Maxfield. Johnson. Why didn't the referee say play on? Called it back, and will show the yellow card to Courtney Scarlett.
Yeah, was deserving of a yellow card. However, I agree with you once again that referee Tummins, I thought, could have played the advantage. And they were way down the flank. There were 2 players inside the box, including Gavin Roberts.
They take it short. Johnson on it. Playing it inside. And it goes out into touch.
And another player is down. It is the kind of surface that can cause injuries and can really put the groin under a lot of pressure because the footing is just not stable.
There's another whistle on the play, and it's going to be a free kick to Vere Technical.
I think it was a handball on that occasion. I think Vere Technical actually need to start playing the ball a lot more through Mark Rodney, the number 7. Most of their attacks that have really looked good have started with Mark Rodney. He's been a person instrumental in creating some of the space. Skillful player. A lot of the plays so far, they've been bypassing him. I think that has worked against them, Vere Tech.
He's offside by some way. Delano Parham. Ball played through, was tripped up there. It's going to be a free kick to Garvey Maceo in a dangerous position as Gavin Roberts was brought down close to the edge of the box. And this could be interesting. And there are quite a few players lining up. One of them, of course, is Roberts.
Ryan Gordon has had his hands full so far, the Vere Tech centre-back.
But Roberts has walked away. Muirhead is now behind this. Yeah, Shaw has had his hands full. He's trying to set up his wall now. And I believe Muirhead is going to take this one. The keeper had to move to his left. He wasn't ready at all. Scrambling to make the save, which he did in the end.
Another brilliant save by Shaw. Had that gone into the back of the net, that would have been his error though, Shaw. You've either got to hold up the play or be ready. And he was at his near post. Had to scamper across. It was by no means a brilliant free kick. But was just in the wrong position, Shaw. Got down well.
Well, here's a corner kick. Heads go up at the back post. It's wide of the target. And that should have been on target.
Saved his own blushes.
Yeah, Siobhan Maxfield there with the header.
It's been the story of the goalkeepers so far. Quite a few of those efforts could have been in the back of the net. On another day, there's a header just going wide. He had it covered again though, Shaw.
Well, he knows where his posts are, definitely. Oh, that was a critical diving header from Davian Clark.
Again, the strength of the 2 centre-backs for Garvey Maceo. Clark and Gale. Vere Technical getting no success down the middle.
Oh my goodness, he's going to get a yellow card, Webster.
Well, referee Tummins has had enough.
He was late by some distance. Long ball of field to the edge of the area. It's amazing how successful this team has been in doing that. And now it's a chance for Garvey Maceo. The shot taken again! Another fabulous save! Oh, this is brilliant stuff from Shaw. But again, the rifling shot from distance. Garvey Maceo proving that they're not holding back today.
And it was Orlando Brown again. This time with the left foot. What a save by Davoris Shaw. Brilliant this time with the right hand. And I'm not sure if that would have snuck in. It might have hit the bar. But another brilliant strike by Orlando Brown. One with the right foot, now with the left.
But here's a corner kick. at the back post. The whistle goes, and it's going to be a goal kick, I believe. The ball possibly, or it was a foul inside the area, apparently.
Well, we've seen 4 shots on target so far for Garvey Maceo. Just the one for Vere Technical, and all 5 shots have been brilliant saves.
And of course, that wouldn't count the one that has hit the bar. Scarlett plays it inside to Thomas. Thomas trying to send it over to the left-hand side to find his fellow striker, Garrington Baker. Now Garvey Maceo through Roberts, trying to get by Ryan Gordon, who's done well. Puts it into touch. It's going to be a throw into Garvey Maceo. Just about 5 minutes to go before the halftime interval here at the Wembley Centre of Excellence in Clarendon. We're yet to see a goal, but it's a good game so far. Thomas hasn't been getting the best service, and again it was out of his reach just now. The challenge coming in, denying him to run through on goal. Yeah, Clark has been really good.
Clark and Gale have excellent communication in the back. Obviously the leader is Gale in the number 6 jersey, but Clark has been brilliant as well. The bigger of the two, Clark, is certainly the one who is sent to do the dirty work majority of the time. You always have one of those centre backs. There's a leader, and then there's one who does the dirty work, puts in those crunching tackles, and that is Clark.
You're bound to get a yellow card or 2. But he's been clean and he's been good so far in this game. Was really impressed with a diving header just a few minutes ago. If he hadn't connected on it, Ronaldo Thomas would have been through. Just saw a shot there of Malik Williamson, the number 22 for Vere Technical. He's still on the ground. Scored a fabulous goal in the Sportsmax Elite League earlier this year. Usually plays at the back.
Ooh, that's a nasty tackle.
Yeah.
That's a nasty tackle by Javon Maxfield. That deserves a yellow card, actually. That was a bad step. That could have easily have injured the ankle seriously. Well, it might very well. We're hoping that he's not injured. He's still down.
They were set to play Clarendon College today, but that match has been put off until Monday of next week. Let's take a look on the challenge.
There it is again.
That really doesn't highlight it, but he really went through. And
the other angle was a better angle. And you certainly saw where he went above the boot and stepped right above the ankle. That's not a nice challenge. That actually I think is a miss for referee Tummins. That should definitely have been a yellow card.
Long ball of field, applying their pressure on Gordon. Roberts wins it, and Gordon does well to put it back into touch.
Love his strength, Robert. Certainly puts his body on the line for the team. Able to go left and right, and that's what makes his namesake, Ryan Gordon, have such a hard job.
Long throw taken by Garvey Maceo. An opportunity here! Wow, did he get a hand on it again?
He certainly did.
Oh my goodness.
Another save by Shaw.
That's just incredible stuff. Again, it bounced just in front of him, and he had to get under it to just dig it out once more to keep his sheet clean. Oh, Garvey Maceo have tried everything, and here they're throwing the kitchen sink once more on this left-hand side. Nobody there, though. It's going to be a throw into Vere Technical reprieve a little. But Shaw, talk about extending himself this half.
He's down, but I can tell you he's not out. He's probably injured his back because he had to stretch extra on that occasion. We mentioned the footing, especially in that area as well, and that makes it difficult for goalkeepers. If he doesn't have a firm footing, he'll be sliding all over the place, and I think that shows, that highlights the brilliant job he's really been doing. in the goal shot. Could easily have been 3 goals, 4 goals for Garvey Maceo so far. Here it is from Gavin Roberts again. Didn't make the best of connections, but still swiveled enough with the left foot. And that was probably the easiest of the 4 or 5 saves that Shaw has made, but he still had to make it. And yeah, that back is sore.
Well, based on the end result, I'm not sure if he'd say it was the easiest save. Because I'm not sure if he would have expected the shot on the turn. And then he did dive full stretch to his left and then had to watch the bounce as well.
Yeah, luckily for him, there was not a lot of pace behind it. So
yeah, that's the only thing.
It came a lot slower than he might have expected originally. And I actually think he actually moved a little bit too quick, thinking that it was going to come with pace, and then had to readjust his body. And I think that's why he tweaked the back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's always difficult to make those kind of saves. The ball bouncing just in front of him. And just a couple of minutes of stoppage time to be played. Garvey Maceo looking to go 1-up. Muirhead couldn't beat his marker. Gets a foot in on this occasion. It's going to be a throw into Vere Technical. So just about a minute remaining in stoppage time. Garvey Maceo, if they get a goal here, I would have to say that they deserve it. Baker now for Vere Technical. They're almost running out of real estate. The referee taking a glance at his watch should realize that seconds remain in this first half. Delana Powell on it for Vere Technical. Passing hasn't been the best from Vere Technical in this half. Long ball of field looking for Roberts. Roberts won't get there. Shaw reacted first. He's had a really good half, which comes to an end now. Can't believe that we haven't seen a goal in this one, because there has been a lot of goal mouth activity. And Garvey Maceo coming close on several occasions. Wayne White animated. And Shaw, well, he needs some service during this halftime interval, because he pulled off some magnificent saves. And at the end of the first half, it's Vere Technical 0, Garvey Maceo 0. Referee Tummings had his hands full, has shown a couple of yellow cards in this one. It hasn't quite been a feisty encounter, but we have seen some action. And Dorian Tummings has had to be on his toes, but Garvey Maceo would be pleased with how the first half ended, despite the fact that they are not on the score sheet as yet. So again, after 45 minutes, 0-0 here at the Wembley Centre of Excellence between Vere Tech and Garvey Maceo.
Assistant coach Aaron Brown from Garvey Maceo. Aaron, talk to me about the first half. You guys certainly attacking well. What is the key for the second half?
Well, the key for the second half is to continue doing the same thing. We have created a lot of chances for ourselves. I think the only job we need to do now is put the ball in the back of the net.
Gavin Roberts, certainly the key to your attack. What does he need to do?
I think he needs to be a bit more patient, right? I think he's trying to rush this to get this first goal a bit too much. I think he needs to show a little bit more composure and a bit more cool-head in front of goal.
We realize that Vere is looking to attack down your flanks. What do you need to do to really reassure your defense?
Well, to reassure the defense is commend them on what they have done so well for the first half and encourage them to do that much better for the second half. Because I don't see where they have done much wrong. If you've seen the game, our keeper has only touched the ball, I think, like 3 times. So I don't think we're doing much wrong in defense, but we could tighten up just a bit for the second half.
All right, Coach, I won't keep you away from your team. Good luck for the second half and thanks.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, we go to a break now. 0-0 between Vere Technical and Garvey Maceo.
Welcome back to the Wembley Centre of Excellence. Vere Technical against Garvey Maceo is a matchup today from Zone N. It's 0-0 at the moment, and we've seen a really good first half. We really do hope that the second half lives up to the expectation after the precedent set in the first half. And we're on the way here at the Wembley Centre of Excellence. And it is Vere Technical in the yellow and green, Garvey Maceo in the yellow and white. It's been mostly Garvey Maceo in this contest. If you're just joining us, welcome to our coverage. I can tell you that Garvey Maceo has had quite a few efforts on goal, and they were denied by an outstanding Devoris Shaw in goal. And Vere Technical, on the other hand, they've had a couple of opportunities, but nothing quite as telling as what Garvey Maceo had to offer in the first half. But here they have a free kick, sending this one long. Garvey Maceo's defense doing well. Vere Technical will try and pick it up. But Garvey Maceo, they do defend in numbers. They tried to set through Ronaldo Thomas, and he was free because he was offside. So it's going to be interesting to see how Vere Technical withstand the Garvey Maceo, a team which hasn't conceded so far this season. Vere Technical, on the other hand, they have conceded on 3 occasions. Here's Garvey Maceo. Not the best first touch. And Vere Technical should come away with it through Courtney Scarlett. Ronaldo Thomas gets there. Oh, but that's a challenge that had to be made by Lucien Knight. And it's going to be a corner kick to Vere Technical.
You certainly see the speed on that occasion. Excellent speed by Ronaldo Thomas.
Corner kick to Vere Technical. Williamson with the long-range effort. Well, good to know that his right foot is working after the challenge in the first half.
He was never threatening the goal on that occasion, quite ambitious. But as the game started in the first half, Vere Technical making the first set of attacks. Vere Technical will need to see more from the likes of Ronaldo Thomas, Mark Rodney, Ryan Hope and Garrington Baker. Certainly in the attacking third of things.
Oh, that's a lovely turn from Gavin Roberts. Oh, and the ball played to Shamar Taylor wasn't the best. They still have the possession. Oh, that's good movement from Taylor, but he couldn't get by this second defender. Gavin Roberts, though, had a really good opportunity, but it's gone a begging. Spectators thinking that there was a handball there. There wasn't. Good first touch from Scarlett. Trying to set up Thomas. Thomas running into the traffic, which was Christopher Johnson. Garvey Maceo. Again, the long ball looking for Taylor. And Shaw with some easy work this time around.
A good kick as well. My Shaw, he'll appreciate the easy work. He certainly had a busy first half.
Here's Vere technical. Thomas is waiting inside the area. And no problems there at the back for Andre Gale.
Gale and Clark have been very solid. Knight and Johnson, not as solid, but they've gotten the job done so far.
Here's Roberts. Surely that's a foul. Ryan Gordon was in no position there to make the challenge. And I think he actually stumbled over him. He went to the turf, and then Roberts was brought down. I think he's on a yellow card, if I'm not mistaken, Gordon. It was Webster who got the card, actually. But I don't think that was a deliberate foul. Another player is down for Garvey Maceo.
Yeah, well, that was a certain foul. And in talking to the assistant coach at half-time, Brown of Garvey Maceo, Coach Brown, he mentioned that he just thought that although a lot of chances were falling to Gavin Roberts, their number 10, he just thought that he needed to relax a little bit, take his time, not rush the finishes as much. And I wonder if that was the reason he passed that ball a short while ago to the right-hand side. I thought he should have been selfish and take it to the goal.
He was probably too relaxed on that occasion.
Yeah, he was in the 18-yard box. It was on his left foot. He strikes it with both feet and decided to play an awkward pass, which...
I figured that it was easier for him to shoot.
Yeah, certainly. There he is.
Well, Garvey Maceo, they're going to be making a substitution now. Alex Heron is going to come on, replacing their injured number 5.
That's the wing back, left wing back, in Christopher Johnson.
That effort is just wide of the target, although the flag had gone up for offside.
But Jermaine Muirhead didn't know that at the time. Certainly miskicked. He probably wants to practice putting that in the back of the net. There's a change. Anthony Dobson on for
Anthony Dobson, right.
Christopher Johnson. Yeah.
Dobson, of course, with number 16 for Garvey Maceo. I think initially, well, he's usually in the starting lineup, I think, Dobson. But now he has been brought on. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of impact he will make.
And it's like for like. Both play the left back position.
Well, here is Garvey Maceo. Shipped the ball upfield. Was looking for Roberts again. Not cleared properly. And it's going to be a goal kick. There's Ryan Gordon again back there.
Wasn't a
number
bad
4
pass.
for Vere Technical. Had to be that rock at the back on that occasion.
Yeah, certainly. He has had his hands full, Ryan Gordon, with his namesake.
Vere Technical. They haven't been penetrative in this game so far. As I said, Garvey Maceo, they haven't conceded at all this season. That's a lot of minutes.
Apart from that snapshot within the first 5 minutes of the game, they haven't looked likely to score either, Vere Technical. Garvey Maceo, on the other hand, have certainly looked a lot more likely to score had it not been the brilliance of Shaw. He's really good between the sticks. They're very short. Shaw.
Thomas losing it. That one goes out into touch. So not quite as frenetic as what we saw in the first half. Roberts setting inside to Taylor. It's a big chance here. How did he miss? Shamar Taylor could have easily gotten his second goal there. Could not find the target. Oh, that's a big chance.
And what a pass it was from Gavin Roberts. This time the pass was excellent. That was well wide. Actually, to give credit to Shaw, he made himself very big. And that's excellent goalkeeping by Vere Shaw. Again, he cut the angle. Again, he made himself big. And it was very difficult for Shamar Taylor to get that around him. And good goalkeeping by Shaw. But what a pass it was by Gavin Roberts. And there we see 6 goal attempts for Garvey Maceo so far. Just 2 for Vere. That was a nice ball. I just thought that Shamar Taylor made it run a little bit too far as we see another substitution.
It seems as if Latchman is making his way onto the park for Alanda Brown. That's Anthony Latchman.
That change was a little bit surprising. I thought Alanda Brown had a pretty good first half. Had 2 brilliant efforts saved by Shaw. Maybe it's a slight niggle.
Yeah, maybe just a forced change here. But Vere Technical, they've looked better in this second half. I suspect that they've had the majority of the possession in the first 10 minutes of the stanza as we confirm the substitution. Latchman on for Brown. Were they in line? No flag raised by the assistant referee. Latchman plays it forward. He's trying to find Muirhead. Here comes Vere Technical. Streaming forward. Sean Thomas sends it one inside. Thomas! And now the effort off the bar! Baker! Garrison Baker! Well, there must be something about that goal on the left-hand side, because they just can't seem to score. And Vere Technical, with probably their best opportunity, denied by inches.
There's a kick. Beat goalkeeper White. And couldn't get into the back of the net. A little bit too high coming off the crossbar. Good move again by Vere Technical.
Oh, that's a lovely ball, but the flag is up for offside. Javon Maxfield.
And again, Vere Technical, every time they attack down the flanks of Garvey Maceo, they make inroads into the defense. And there we see it again, down the left-hand side of Garvey Maceo, which is where Christopher Johnson was, who came off. And it's now Anthony Dobson, with the same kind of result for Vere Technical, making inroads.
Latchman. A bit surprising that no one wanted to make the challenge there on the number 21, Anthony Latchman. 1 goal to his name so far. 6 to his, the number 10. Latchman gets a return ball. Lovely ball inside the area. The flicked on header. Now the shot is wide. Jermaine Muirhead again.
Another really good opportunity for Garvey Maceo. Shaw was at the near post, so you would like to think that he had it covered. But another good attempt. That was an excellent delivery by Lachman into the box. The substitute.
We are approaching the hour mark in this one. It's been really entertaining. But this matchup deserves a goal. Garvey Maceo, of course, they need the maximum points. They are third in the group at the moment. Well, I should say they need it more than anyone else. Because all the teams need those points.
They're currently third with 15 points. Vere Technical have 17 points, but have played a game more. Central lead the zone with 19 points from 7 games.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. This is Garvey Maceo's 8th game. This is Vere Technical's 9th. And even a victory for Garvey Maceo still won't take them atop of the group. And Central will have 2 games in hand.
Too far in front of Roberts on that occasion, but Roberts got a foot in there. And Shaw, I think he arrived late.
And after this game, Vere will have 1 game left. And guess who it's against? The group leader Central. What a game that will be. So it gets no easier for the school in green and yellow. Very competitive group. 4th place team is Kemps Hill. They're not in a frame at all. They are currently on 7 points with only 2 games remaining. Old Harbour and Bustamante, the other 2 in the group. Bustamante is yet to get off the mark in terms of points. Old Harbour have 7, as well as Kemps Hill.
Garvey Maceo, they have been impressive this season.
32 teams will advance from this first round to the second round. Garvey Maceo are currently in 32nd position in terms of the seedings. They are the second best 3rd place team at the moment. So,
but I don't think the top seed would be looking at this Garvey Maceo team and say, easy pickings.
Correct, I agree.
691 minutes without conceding a goal in the DaCosta Cup. So that's a formidable unit. Certainly. I mean, not anyone can go 690 plus minutes without conceding a goal.
Garvey Maceo, they will have 2 matches remaining after this. They will also play the zone leaders Central, and their other matches against Kemps Hill. That might be an easier encounter, might be. It's certainly a tough group. So Central have 2 very tough games to come. And you never know, they could very well end up in 3rd position themselves.
What was the substitution? What was the sub?
But Garvey Maceo, as it stands now, they're in 32nd position in terms of the seedings. Vere Technical, they are in 22nd position. And Central, the group leaders, they are in 12th. Of course, a new system put in by Issa this year, where teams are seeded and gain points based on last year's positioning in the DaCosta Cup, as well as this current season's performance. Points for victories and points for winning your zone as well.
Again, the long ball looking for Thomas, but no problems there for Anjay Gale. The skipper, the marshal at the back. Captains up against each other, not for the first time in this contest.
I can tell you as it stands now, if the seedings remain the same, Manchester High will play against Garvey Maceo.
Oh, that's a match.
That will be a match.
That's a matchup and a half.
Vere Technical will play against Port Antonio High. And
well, it's a corner kick to Vere Technical. This one is swung in too high, behind for a goal kick.
And Central High would play against Mile Gully from Manchester. I must say that Garvey Maceo, I'm sure, wouldn't mind an easier encounter than Manchester. Not that any of the games will necessarily be easy, but Manchester certainly a formidable side this season.
And Manchester, of course, if they are watching the game today, they would definitely want to avoid facing this Garvey Maceo team. They're a tough unit.
Manchester undefeated so far this season as well. Well, I don't want to say as well. They are undefeated this season. And of course, so are Garvey Maceo. Garvey Maceo have actually won 4 and drawn 3. They are yet to lose so far this season.
Well, that usually happens when they don't concede
a goal. Central haven't conceded either. They are 6 wins and a draw.
Again, the ball looking for Thomas on the sliding challenge from Davian Clark on this occasion.
Vere Technical's 1 loss this season came at the hands of Central, the group leaders, by a 0-0. So, very interesting group.
A trademark Duckworth come on a while ago.
Of course, Vere Technical, a strong history. 9 DaCosta. Of course, Vere Technical, a strong history. 9 DaCosta Cup titles to their name, none since 1980. They won in 65, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 75, 76 and 1980. 9 in the space of 15 years, Vere Technical.
They have the throw in. And in the attacking third right now, Mark Rodney on the ball and committing the foul.
Won some 6 years in a row, Vere Technical. And they have just won Ben Francis' title, surprisingly. That came in 1982. And Garvey Maceo, they have just 1 title at the schoolboy level, and that is in 2007. Had a top strike at the time too, in the likes of Bennett.
Thomas. Was he brought down? Referee says play on. Surprise, surprise. Thomas, the Sean variety, sends this one inside. Stabbed out wide. Romario Phillips on it. Has some support in Hope. Finds Hope. Well, almost did. Back to Phillips. And he will get the throw in over on the far. Back to Phillips. And he will get the throw in over on the far side for his team. Roberts. Oh, he's a strong fellow, Gavin Roberts. His teammate is in an offside position, though. Doesn't matter. Picked up by Shaw. Was tripped on that occasion, Ryan Hope. He'll get the free kick for his team.
That was a tackle on Hope. Certainly very flamboyant when he's fouled for Hope. Ends up maybe 5 meters from where the tackle originally was. I'm not sure who she's supporting, Donald.
Monroe leading Magotty High by 2-0. Dentil leading Charlemont by a 0-0 in first half action. Cornwall College leading Anchovy by 2-0.
All expected to win, so no surprises there so far.
Who was the last sub for Garvey? Thomas decides to take the shot. Went into the back of his teammate Rodney. Didn't go too far after that.
Copy that.
Garvey Maceo set to make another substitution. Or Vere technical, rather, I should say. Getting ready to make well, they have made it. Rodney.
What kind of Robinson?
Just to confirm that Damien Robinson came on for Vere Technical just now. As we took another look at the infringement there, it's going to be a free kick to Garvey Maceo. Over on that far side, just in front of the halfway line, but it's pumped long inside the area from Robert. Poor first touch. Oh, that's another big chance for Garvey Maceo. And Roberts, I reckon, should have done better with the control. Here's Vere Technical. Baker couldn't get by his marker.
Well, I'm not sure he should have controlled it down now. I think he should have gone for the one-time effort. Should have just been looking to use the left foot and place it. That would be a foul.
Hope's been in the wars today.
He's done well since coming on. A substitute for Garvey Maceo, Latchman. Picks up the yellow card, but he's influencing midfield quite a bit. Good pace, good skill.
Well, this one is sent long inside the area, headed out as far as Rodney.
Based on the performances of the goalkeepers this afternoon, I don't expect any of those efforts to give them trouble.
Andre Gale got the yellow card just now, the captain of Garvey Maceo.
He and Clark have been excellent. In fact, the last line of defence generally for Garvey Maceo has been really good. The goalkeeper as well as the two central defenders.
Just to confirm that Robinson came on for Delano Powell. Oh, he mishandles that one. Remains on the turf. Referee now stopping the play. And he's really still inside the area now. There's a bit of movement. Not sure where he got the knock. If it was to his face. Also down is Andre Gale.
I think he's okay. I almost think the ball might have injured. Let's see here. I didn't see a touch there. No. Not sure where he got touched. I'm not sure if it was or the follow through from the substitute. Maybe that's a kick below the chin by Robinson.
The goalkeeper is fine. The captain, not sure if he's suffering from a bit of cramp.
They really can't afford him to come off. Gale, he's been excellent. He's been excellent. He's been marshalling the defence really well so far this afternoon. He's been leading Clark. And that'll be a big lot in the defence really well so far this afternoon. He's been leading Clark. And that'll be a big loss for them, the captain. Bobbled it was White, and then the follow through by Robinson. Yeah, got one on the chin, an uppercut, but with the foot. And might have been a little bit lucky. It wasn't the infringement that caused the ball to bobble. Actually, just didn't collect it cleanly, and luckily for him, it bobbled in his favour. It didn't fall to one of the Vere technical strikers, who might just have placed it into the back of the net.
But this doesn't look good at all. The captain is limping off. I'm not sure if he'll be able to continue. I'm not sure if he will.
Yeah, he doesn't look good at the moment. That would be a big loss for Garvey Maceo. There he is. He's been a real leader for the Garvey Maceo. Yeah, he doesn't look good at the moment. That would be a big loss for Garvey Maceo. There he is. He's been a real leader for the Garvey Maceo team all season and definitely this afternoon. They have been very solid in the central position of their defense. And a few chances that have come for Vere Technical have originated from the flanks.
Tamar Barnes being asked to warm up by the coaching staff. So right now, Garvey Maceo playing with 10 men. And they have to do some defending. It's Robinson sliding, trying to get that cross in. And being a nuisance in the process. And committing the foul.
Referee Tummins. Still not sure why Aaron Simpson, who is the second official, the play is close to him. I'm not sure why he's not helping out the central referee. I've seen a couple of occasions where infringements have been called and he hasn't flagged at all. Aaron Simpson, that's part of his duty as the second assistant.
Almost as if he's going through a training exercise. Sean Thomas kept the one in.
Then who is he shadowing?
Maybe an ankle problem.
He's rapping on it. He still looks like he's in pain.
He's in some pain.
Too tight seems to be the problem. So maybe it's not the actual injury. It's someone down there who is a little bit too strong.
Well, no sign of a substitution being made. Garvey Maceo.
Well, they'll do everything possible
to 10 players for now.
Keep him on the field. And rightfully, Vere need to take advantage.
Well, the weak link in the Garvey Maceo defense could very well mean a no link at the moment. 705 minutes without conceding this season, and they have to defend this throw-in with 10 players, and the header straight to the goalkeeper.
And the amazing goalkeeping of Delvore Shaw couldn't keep that one out. I think he got a hand to it as well. Here's the finish. Did get a left hand, a slight touch. Amazing goalkeeping of Delvore Shaw. Couldn't keep that one out. I think he got a hand to it as well. Here's the finish. Did get a left hand, a slight touch, but too much pace behind it. Excellent direction. And again, it comes through Gavin Roberts. Play to him from the goalkeeper. Good control. Dispersed the ball to the left-hand side, and that was an excellent finish. We've seen some good finishes this afternoon, and it's only surprising that this is the first that's going into the back of the net, just because of the brilliant goalkeeping so far. And I can tell you, Shaw almost kept out that one as well. Got a touch to it, but too much pace behind it. And I must say, a deserved lead for Garvey Maceo. I think they have looked better in the attacking third than Vere Technical so far this afternoon.
It was Duckworth with the finish. And it was a really, really good one as well. Roberts has been exceptional today. The number 10 for Garvey Maceo, and he proved to be the provider on that occasion.
Well, so it's the substitute with the goal. It's his first of the season. That goal is Garvey Maceo's 11th. There's the captain who is back on the field. Gale, he was off when they scored. Well, he was off when they scored, and I can tell you as the goal scored, he was on the field with one boot. He was jumping all over the place. I guess he didn't feel the injury.
Nice touch from Taylor. Roberts on it. Couldn't keep that one in play.
But it's Garvey Maceo's 11th of the season. If the scores remain the same, it will take Garvey Maceo to second in the group on 18 points. One behind Central, but they would have played one game more. Vere Technical would remain on 17 with only one game in hand on 17 points in third position. if it remains the same.
And Manchester High will be breathing a sigh of relief. Phillips can't get there. Their ranking deserves to be high based on what we've seen today from Garvey Maceo.
Well, as you mentioned, it's a tough parish.
Ball played through. Baker challenged with a free kick.
The parish of Clarendon and certainly St. Elizabeth, two very tough parish zones. Very competitive football. This group has been very competitive, especially with the top three teams. Kempsey not as strong this season as we saw maybe 2 seasons ago. Old Harbour as well was pretty strong 2 or 3 seasons ago. They made it to the Super Cup, but they have fallen off as well.
Free kick to Vere Technical. This one is sent long inside the area. The keeper gets a hand on it. Duckworth deep, collecting and putting it into touch.
I'm actually wondering if it was Gale or it was actually the keeper who fended that away. I thought Gale got a touch to it as well. Still limping the captain.
Picked up neatly by Ryan Hope. Loses possession. Gordon tries to win it back, but Garvey Maceo looking to press, and it's going to be a free kick as Javain Bennett was brought down. Baker losing it. Bennett doing well. Roberts was trying to turn on his marker. There's going to be a free kick to Vere Technical. Well, after this substitution.
Well, this is David Duckworth. And Tremar Duckworth is who scored the goal for Garvey Maceo. So Vere Technical have a Duckworth of their own. Will he be as successful? Let's see. There he is in the number 21. He comes on for Ryan Hope, who has disappeared in the second half for Vere Tech, the number 11.
David Duckworth has a couple of goals to his name as well.
Can he bring that spark as his namesake?
Long to the edge of the area. Garvey Maceo defending stubbornly. Ball gone through to Roberts. And, must have gotten a touch on that one. Must have.
It was a good challenge. I think Roberts was trying to stay on his feet and just couldn't.
Satchman. But Latchman with the evidence over the crossbar.
I heard you made a comment. I glared towards my team sheet right away.
Anthony Latchman has scored a goal so far this season, the substitute.
He's actually been pretty good since coming on. And a good change of pace, Latchman. Not bad touch either, number 21.
What a move by Muirhead. And he got a kick for his efforts. Or was it Robert?
I can tell you someone in our production team would have loved that move.
Oh my. He did,
won't need to go to the barber later.
He didn't see that one at all, did Robinson?
I'm sure a couple of layers of hair were removed.
Here's your sign. That was neatly done, though. That really was.
I'm not sure he's thinking about that at this point. That's him on the ground.
And faithful would surely have enjoyed this game, and possibly the goal in particular. That was a very good finish from Tremar Duckworth, coming on and turned out to be the super sub in this one. And is that the goal that separates the teams at full time? Well, this doesn't look good for Garvey Maceo either. It's your number 10 who is limping off the park. Gavin Roberts, 6 goals to his name so far. Free kick for Garvey Maceo, straight into the wall. Rodney trying to win that one. Garvey Maceo, they don't mind defending. They have the lead and they look comfortable in defense. Case in point, although he loses that quickly. Trying to win it back though, Lucian Knight. And that was a challenge coming in, and it's going to be a free kick to Vere Technical. The players were unsure for a moment, but this is going to be a free kick with just 3.5 minutes remaining, plus any time added on for stoppages. Vere Technical looking for that equalizer. And they have sent a number of players forward. This one dinked in at the back post. That wasn't too far. Went over the crossbar though. I guess in the scheme of things, wasted. There was just too much on it. Captain is still struggling.
I actually think it's Clark on this occasion who's down.
The captain appears to be all right. It seems as if Clark is the one who's on the turf. The conversation for man of the match is always a difficult one when we have interesting opinions from across all sectors.
And certainly, I think that man limping off the field, young Davian Clark, has put in a good performance, a really strong performance, and he's a candidate for MVP. Some very important tackles throughout the two halves he has made. His captain, Gale, has been very well, but that man in the screen as well, that number 10, Gavin Roberts, what a handful he has been. He hasn't scored so far this afternoon, but he provided a goal and he's had some brilliant efforts. Remember that volley in the first half that came off the crossbar, and he's been more than a handful. In fact, at the moment there are two defenders that are marking him. That's how dangerous he is. So a couple of contenders.
Yeah, about three.
You can't ignore the fact, as you mentioned, Donna, how much minutes is it now? 700 and how many?
It's almost 720 minutes.
Without conceding a goal.
Without conceding a goal.
And that's not by luck. The two central defenders have been really, really solid. It's been led by the captain, Gale, but Davian Clark has been outstanding.
Here's an effort that is just wide of the target. They're still firing. We're in the first of 4 minutes. And again, that was Anthony Latchman, the diminutive striker, with the effort. And the Shaw, who has had a really good game, is diving to his left. And he would have been relieved that it went by his post. Long ball of field and Roberts' header. Easily handled by Shaw.
Tell you that Vere Shaw doesn't go without mention. He's conceded a goal today which really couldn't do much about, but he has had an outstanding game, a brilliant game. Really probably been one of the best keepers I've seen so far this year in the schoolboy competition.
Roberts trying to get by a second and a third defender. Does well in keeping the ball. He's been kicked in the process and he comes away from them and is brought down.
Very skillful, Roberts. And a lot of the times in the game, he's all alone. He doesn't have much help, but yet he seems to keep off the defenders. Very strong centre forward, two-footed as well. Has a good shot. There is Ryan Gordon, the number 4 for Vere. He's been who's marked Roberts. I guess you would say he's been successful, Ryan Gordon, because Roberts hasn't scored. But he's had a very good game, Roberts. And there's a booking for Gordon. Roberts, and there's a booking for Gordon. But I was saying Donald Shaw, certainly in the goal. He's conceded one, but he's really been good. But I was saying Donald Shaw, certainly in the goal. He's conceded one, but he's really been good. And really a standout, I think, for Vere Technical.
Free kick for Garvey Maceo. Latchman behind this one. They've sent 4 players inside the area. Garvey Maceo. Latchman sends this one inside. No problems here for the Vere Technical defense. Latchman trying to turn and beat his marker. The man Robinson coming out on top. This is Baker now. Baker finding David Duckworth. Throw into Vere Technical. Time is ticking away. And Garvey Maceo will get a free kick. And they're trying to take it quickly. Long ball of field by Garvey Maceo.
Sliding challenge there by Roberts, certainly putting out his full effort. That's run with it. And we've seen the stoppages. And there it is. A very important victory for Garvey Maceo. And you can see what it means to the coaching staff of the Garvey Maceo team. This will propel them into second position in Zone N. They will move to 18 points, one behind Central, who have 19. Central, of course, have played one game less. Vere Technical will fall from second to third and remain on 17 points. A very competitive Group N. And a good game nonetheless. Vere Technical, a lot of positives to take from this game, especially Davoris Shaw. And there we see it at full time. A 76-minute strike by young Duckworth makes it Garvey Maceo 1, Vere Technical 0. And let's have a look at that defining moment by Tremor Duckworth in the 76th minute. What a finish it was. And no surprise that it was assisted by number 10, Gavin Roberts. There is a pass from Roberts. I'm not sure if he was passing it or looking to go past the defender. Look at that finish. It needed a finish like that to beat Shaw in the goal, who had been nothing less than brilliant. Shaw. And just opened up his body very well. Tremor Duckworth placed it beautifully with the right boot. You can see that right into the far corner of the goal. And Shaw, even that, he got a left hand to it. And he has a right to celebrate like that. There you can see the injured captain who was on the field at the time. Young Gale, he was injured and he ran off the sidelines to celebrate with his team. And an all-important goal for Garvey Maceo. Let's have a look at the stats, as it was a very interesting game from start to finish. Goal attempts, just 3 for Vere Technical, 8 on goal. 8 attempts for Garvey Maceo, 6 on target, and some brilliant saves keeping that out. 18 fouls and 15, 33 fouls in all. It was a busy day for Deon Tummins, the referee. 3 yellow cards for Vere Technical, just the 1 for Garvey Maceo. 3 offsides to 2. And the corners, Garvey Maceo 7 corners, Vere Technical 4. And no surprise that Garvey Maceo enjoying majority of the possession. They had some 54% to Vere Technical's 46. But as you can see, 6 goals on target. Good conversion rate for good percentage on target for Garvey Maceo. And they win this game by 1-0. There is the team. And they have a lot to celebrate. I thought the 2 centre-backs as well were very good for Garvey Maceo. Might need to do some work with the wing-backs, but certainly the likes of Davian Clark and the captain, Anjay Gale, were excellent. The number 3 and number 6 for Garvey Maceo. It'll be no surprise that our MVP will be Davian Clark as well, the number 3. And we throw to Donald on the infield.
We're here with Davian Clark. He's the man of the match for today. Fabulous game for you. Your team getting all 3 points. What are your thoughts on your own performance today?
I'm grateful for this win, because we know we have to come out and execute what the coach taught us. And now we have 2 Cubans, we have fighters. So let's come out here and do what we have to do. We have to die out here on the pitch, because we need points. We need points for this game.
And it's a maximum 3 points today. Your defense hasn't leaked a goal so far this season. What's down to that?
Yes, because we are training hard over the pre-season and I have a bit of injury. So I just come out here and fight same for my team. Also, my captain, grateful for him.
All the best for the remainder of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that was Davian Clark, the man of the match for today's game for Garvey Maceo. I'm here with Wayne White. He's a losing coach for Vere Technical. What happened today?
First, in my eyes, I thought it was an offside. The player who scored the goal was in an offside position. Only the replay could tell me that. But it was a tough game. The boys, they, after not playing for a week, we're coming out today. They represented themselves well. We wanted to win the game or even a draw. But you know, such is football. We still have another game on Monday to come back and win that game.
You weren't penetrative enough because Garvey Maceo, they're a pretty strong unit at the back. They haven't conceded all season, and you felt it today.
Yes. Our normal game was to play it from the back and build up. But you know, our number one goal scorer, Ronaldo Thomas, he didn't get any chance today based on, you know, being solid at the back and closing in down to having two players on him occasionally. So I mean, I guess we'd have to bounce back on Monday and win the game to book a spot in the second round.
And that's a big game. How does your team recover?
Well, I guess right now we'd have to rest tonight and have some ice bath tomorrow to recover for the game on Monday.
All the best, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm also now joined by the winning coach. Coach, talk to me about this victory. What does it mean to you?
This victory is very, very good for us because we have been playing very well throughout this season, but we have not been getting the goals. And even though today we should have scored more, but we are very, very happy for this one. And we are elated, and this will be a very big step in us moving forward towards the championship.
You've been very solid at the back all season, and of course they say that defense wins championships. What's down to your team being so strong?
Well, this defense line, they have been playing for quite a long time, from the under 14 into the under 16, and we have helped them to mature and to believe in themselves, that if you can keep your team at zero in terms of getting goals on you, then you can always win a game by snatching that one goal in attack. And they are a rock, and I'm really proud of them.
What's next for you in terms of the transition to the second round? Of course, we're talking about the different formula coming into play, but does it matter who you play in that second round?
No, I don't think it matters, because if you're a champion, whoever comes in your way, you will have to just rise to the occasion and show them that you are the best team on the day.
Congratulations, Coach, and all the best.
Thanks you very much.
All right, so I'm now inviting my fellow commentator, Chris Taylor, to join me here. It's been a really interesting encounter. In the end, though, Vere Technical losing out to Garvey Maceo. It was a close game.
Yeah, certainly an excellent one. I thought it was a good game end to end. I thought Garvey Maceo, though, certainly played a lot better, especially in the final third, and deserved the victory at the end.
How far do you expect these two teams to go? Because they do stand a chance of going through to the second round, despite how they finish in the group.
Yeah, I think all three teams actually in this group will go through to the second round. I think it's an interesting zone, as we spoke about the competitiveness of the Clarendon Parish, and we've seen the quality within these two teams, and I'm sure that they'll give a lot of trouble in the second round and even in the further rounds.
What was the crucial point of your game, of the game, Chris, in terms of what made the difference in this particular match? I know that there were quite a few defensive plays, but what was your call?
I would think the finish in the end, of course, that's a game-defining moment. That goal that gave Garvey Maceo the 3 points and carried them into second position in zone N. Of course, the first half involved a lot of saves. But look at this finish by young Duckworth. And it took something like that to beat the likes of Shaw in goal. And I think he even got a left hand to it as well. But that was an excellent finish. Just how he opened up his body, placed it into the far corner. I thought that was certainly the game-defining moment. And no surprise that Gavin Roberts was the man who provided that pass as well.
Wayne White, the coach of Vere Technical, was questioning whether Duckworth was offside. I don't believe that he was, and that really was a brilliant finish by the young striker coming on as a super sub. There's so much to look forward to on the Sports Max channels later on this week, including South American World Cup qualifiers, to look ahead to Ecuador against Argentina. I almost said lowly Argentina. Live Tuesday, 6:30 p.m., 7:30 ECT on Sports Max 2. That's South America World Cup qualifying. And then Brazil, a high-flying Brazil, face off with Chile. Live Tuesday, 6:30 p.m., 7:30 ECT on Sports Max. And then, of course, over in Trinidad and Tobago, the SSFL, Faizabad secondary facing off with Signal Hill. That's live on Wednesday afternoon, 3:30 ECT. And on Monday, we'll see the Stars of the East in action. They'll be at home, Harbourview, against Sandals South Coast in the Red Stripe Premiership. Live Monday, 8:35 p.m., 9:30 ECT. That's going to be live on Sports Max 2 throughout the Eastern Caribbean. That's pretty much a wrap for our coverage here at the Wembley Centre of Excellence. If you're just joining us, well, you missed a cracker, as Garvey Maceo got the better of Vere Technical by 1-0, setting up interesting times in Zone N. It's goodbye from all of us.